Today I'm going to talk about Star and Marco's relationship, but before I get into that, I want to let you guys know about Star versus the forces of evil Amino. I've talked about Amino apps before in the past with Steven Universe and Cartoon Amino, so my favorite thing about this app is seeing the fan art people share. A lot of it's fantastic, considering I can't draw to save my life, some of this is really beautiful. Star Amino is basically a social network all about Star versus the forces of evil. You can join public chats and talk about Star theories, follow people who post about Star, enter a challenge, and create polls for people to be a part of. I will have a download link in the description below, and please be sure to follow me. My account is Skyward Wing. I also have a poll on the app you guys should check out. It does have to do with this topic of the video. It's, are you Team Starco or Team Jacko? Thank you Amino for sponsoring this video. Now let's move on to Star and Marco. Now let's talk about Star Butterfly and Marco Diaz and their relationship. Throughout the series, we have gotten heavy hints of Star and Marco potentially being a couple, and a lot of people who watch this series really do want them to be together, and I am one of them. I've never really made a theory about shipping, but I guess there's a first time for everything. But first, let me know in the comment section below, do you guys think Star and Marco will be canon at the end of the series, or will it be Marco and Jackie for all eternity? But today I'm going to explain why I think Star and Marco will be canon, and I'm actually going to use some evidence from the show. Like I said, this is the first time for everything, so I'm kind of excited to see how this goes. The first reason why Star and Marco will be together is because of the Blood Moon Ball. If you guys remember, the Blood Moon Ball was the 15th episode of the first season. And in this episode, Tom, Star's ex-boyfriend, ends up asking her to the Blood Moon Ball. And that is when Marco ends up crashing the Blood Moon Ball and ends up dancing with her under the moonlight. And there is a saying of something that happens when two dance under the moonlight. When the light of the blood moon shines through the crescent-shaped skylight, it selects two people and binds their souls together for eternity. And guess what happened? Marco ended up sliding in and grabbing Star and dancing with her at the right time. And I believe this is the first time we see Star show some type of emotion towards Marco. Even though at the time she doesn't know that this is Marco under the mask, I do believe that the myth of the Blood Moon Ball binding their souls together for all eternity isn't really a myth. In fact, this is probably heavy foreshadowing. I'm going to bank that this is on their potential relationship, but a lot of people had said other things, that they will fall together in terms of like death, but I don't know, that's kind of intense for a Disney show, but we'll see. And that's my first piece of evidence. The second reason, it doesn't really have to do with the lore of the show, but overall how children's programming is. Star vs. the Forces of Evil, the show, would not introduce it if it wasn't going anywhere. Most kids shows, if hinted that there's a romantic connection, have the potential of making that relationship develop into something that will be canon. I can give you an example. To further explain that a little more, if someone likes someone in a kid's show, there's most likely a reason they're going to end up being together in the end. Unless there is an age issue. But to give an example of what I mean, in Avatar: The Last Airbender, Aang really liked Katara to the point of loving her. And throughout the series, we saw Aang make constant efforts to try and get with Katara. And Katara didn't really seem that interested in Aang until the very end of the series, when they did finally get together, and as we saw in The Legend of Korra, they had a happy family together as well. So this is an example of a show that introduces a character liking another character and it not being developed until the end of the series.
Katara, you go first. We've been through so many things together, and I've seen you grow up so much. You're not that little goofy kid I found in the iceberg anymore. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm really proud of you.
Everything's gonna be different after today, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What if I don't come back?
Aang, don't say that. Of course he'll...
And age is not an issue with Star and Marco. For example, in Gravity Falls, Dipper was really interested in Wendy. Like, he liked her a lot and had a lot of effort similar to Aang. Although it didn't work out because Dipper is a lot younger than Wendy. Wendy didn't really seem that interested in Dipper because of the age difference.
Listen, Dipper, I'm like super flattered, but I'm too old for you. I mean, you know that, right?
Mabel said confessing would make me feel better.
Well, how do you feel?
Anxious, and scared, and kinda itchy.
Dude, don't be itchy, man. Let me tell you something. This summer was super boring until you showed up. I have more fun with you than, like, practically anybody else. And if you ever stop being my friend, I would, like, throw myself into the bottomless pit.
So things won't be too awkward now?
I just wrestled myself, dude. That was awkward. If you can handle that monster, you can handle a little awkwardness.
Friends?
Yeah, dude, friends!
So for reason 2, most kids shows would introduce a love interest, but if it's an age difference, it wouldn't work out. If it doesn't matter about age, it would work out. Using the examples of Avatar: The Last Airbender and Gravity Falls. But a lot of people were probably watching this video like, what about Jackie? What's gonna happen to Jackie? Marco has wanted Jackie throughout the series and now he finally has her. Well, what I'm going to go with is that this is temporary. The relationship between Marco and Jackie is to develop Star's character. From what we saw in the final episode of the mid-season finale, is that Star became hateful and jealous and grew as a character because of this. We saw a side of Star that we have never seen before, and it definitely made the show a lot more interesting. So what I believe is going to happen is that Jackie and Marco will play their role, and it will get to a point with Star where it's a breaking point where she becomes evil because of it. She has shown signs of becoming evil in the past because of her jealousy with Marco, but I believe towards the end of the series, Star and Marco will be together. It will be kind of upsetting to a lot of people, especially younger people, if Star and Marco aren't together towards the end of the series. And I don't think the writers want to hurt their primary demographic in that way. They would not introduce Star having feelings for Marco at all if they didn't want them to be together. But that's what I think. I do believe they will be together because they're a solid team. I love seeing Star and Marco interact with each other. They make each other very happy, they stand by each other, they stand in anger, in agony, in pain, in laughter, in fun, in excitement. They are literally the epitome of for better or for worst. And I believe the most important thing is, they have each other's backs. But that's what I think. I do believe Star and Marco will be together at the end of Star versus the Forces of Evil. Who knows, maybe Marco will be the King of Muni after all. But like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Are you pro Starco or are you pro Jacko? Starco just sounds cooler, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to hit that like button, really helps me out, and stay awesome.